What's up guys, it's Super here and welcome to another Injustice 2 video, and today I'm doing another Q&A. It's been like 2 weeks since I did the last one and I really enjoy doing these because I just enjoy answering your questions and maybe helping out some people who, ask me some questions about characters, all that good stuff. So if you have your own question, write it down in the comments section and I'll try to get to it during the next Q&A. Keep in mind I do have some questions backlogged, because there's a lot of comments that go down in these Q&As. So if I haven't answered your question yet, it's probably backlogged and I'll answer it eventually. But leave your question down in the comment section, and like I said, I'll get to it in a future Q&A. Before I start the Q&A, I didn't want to dedicate a specific video to this because it's probably nothing. I'm just a giant fan of this character. And Ed Boon tweeted this out yesterday. It's a straw poll of a couple of doctors. So he tweeted, doctor ... and then he gave 4 answers for different, continuations to that first initial word, doctor. And of course, it's Dr. Fate, Doctor Strange, Doctor Who, and Doctor My Eyes. Gotta love Ed Boon's sense of humor, man. He's a funny guy. He's one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter. Just, not even like NRS related tweets of, video game stuff. It's just, Ed's a fun guy to follow on Twitter. And he tweeted this poll, and then, of course, obviously, the responses were a lot of, Dr. Manhattan, because there's a lot of Dr. Manhattan fans, including myself. I'm a giant Dr. Manhattan fan. I just like these ridiculously overpowered characters. I think that's why Superman is my favorite comic book character of all time, because they don't come any more overpowered than Superman, right? So I really want Dr. Manhattan in the game. This means probably absolutely nothing. That's why I didn't want to dedicate an entire video. Just wanted to mention this at the beginning of this video. But obviously, like, I don't know how Ed would forget Dr. Manhattan. That's why I said maybe it means something, because maybe it's done on purpose. But who knows? His next tweet following that up was, yeah, I guess I should have included Dr. Manhattan. So just wanted to bring this up. Like I said, probably doesn't mean anything, but I wanted to bring it up because I wish, seriously, like, if Dr. Manhattan would be one of the DLC characters, I would absolutely lose it. I would probably, like, I don't know, I would maybe cry in my reaction video of happiness. But Ed, please give us Dr. Manhattan. Just, you could even cover him up if you want. You don't need to expose, I'm sorry, Dr. Manhattan. His blue thing, not his little blue thing. Just his blue thing. Just cover him up a little bit. I think we get away with that. But now let's move on here to the actual questions. All right. So, Wayfeg asks, which are the characters that I'm least interested in playing? Well, the characters that I don't play at the moment are pretty much the ones that I really have no interest in playing, which are Green Arrow, which is on screen right now, and Cyborg. Now, for me, Cyborg is incredibly boring. I don't find his gameplay fun at all. Even when you go in, of course, any zoning character, you can go in and do combos. But even when you go in with Cyborg, I really don't find his gameplay too exciting. And of course, it's just my opinion. Everyone has their likes and dislikes on characters. Some people don't find Joker any fun, and for me, Joker is one of the most fun characters, or maybe the most fun character for me to play at the moment, because I just find the setups and everything, like, very fun. So a lot of people like Cyborg. I personally don't, and his gameplay is pretty much why I have no interest in playing him. Also, his gear and like his look, I really don't like too much. Not too much variety to change up his gear, but maybe it'll come in the future because they are going to add some more gear in the future. So Green Arrow, on the other hand, I guess kind of the same thing, just that Green Arrow's gameplay is actually very fun and like cool looking. I just don't have an interest in playing like Green Arrow the character at the moment. There's like so many other characters that I want to play. That mix-up was very nice, by the way. It actually landed on the other side, the dive kick. But Green Arrow's gameplay and combos and all that good stuff is very fun. And I know I'm going to have a lot of fun when I play the character. At the moment, I have other characters that I want to play, so he's like on the back burner. And also, again, his gear isn't that great for me. So moving on to the next question here. Speaking of gear, Ninja Llama asks, who do you think has the worst gear? Now, Cyborg and Green Arrow both have pretty bad gear sets. Like, other than like the shaders that change up their look, just their gear in general is pretty generic and repetitive. So those two characters are up there. I can't really say who has the absolute worst gear. It might be Darkseid, honestly, because not too much changes with Darkseid. A lot of the stuff that you get with Darkseid is very similar to each other. Same thing goes for Joker. Unfortunately, as much as I love some of the gear that Joker does have, a lot of it is very repetitive and looks almost identical to each other, even though it's not. He has a lot of the same looks, and you can't, other than making like maybe 4 different like costumes, you can't really have too much variety. And Joker has so many different looks over the years, and I can't believe that they didn't give him a first of all, like a Suicide Squad look. They didn't give him a Heath Ledger Joker look. You know, they didn't have any of these other looks that they could have given him as gear sets, instead of having like a lot of the generic looking stuff. Like, unless this is coming as added gear later, maybe premiere skins, they missed out on a giant opportunity for the Joker, because Batman has a lot from the, giant history of different gear that you could have given him. They put a lot of work into Batman, and Joker has as much history as Batman does, and they went with a lot of generic stuff and not that great looking stuff. So I think just off the sheer fact that Joker could have had some of the best gear in the game, I think the gear that they gave him make Joker have the worst gear in the game. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, the potential of the Joker in Injustice 2 as far as gear could have been huge, but they gave him very, very, very little of it. So because of that, I think Joker has the worst gear. I hope that makes sense. Let me know who you think has the worst gear in the game. So here we go. Levy asks, do you think there will be more premiere skins? Yes, I definitely think there will be more premiere skins. I don't know when they're coming. We have to remember the game is only a month old. I know it seems like the game has been out for a longer time than it has, but it's only been a little bit over a month since the release of Injustice 2. It's almost going to be 2 months, actually. So they will for sure add more premiere skins. If they don't, that would be ridiculously bad, because they've even said in the past that they have plans to have more premiere skins and also gear in the future. So I'm sure they're gonna keep their word and add more premiere skins later on. Especially like maybe there's gonna be Suicide Squad Harley premiere skin. There might be stuff like that when the Justice League movie comes out. Maybe a Justice League Flash, a Justice League Superman or Batman, stuff like that's going to happen in the future. Moving on now, the next question comes from The Terrible Fate, and he asks, I am very new to the fighting game genre. The only fighting game I've played is Super Smash Brothers. I was very clueless on the mechanics of this game and how to play it. So far, I'm loving it, but I can't so far I'm loving it, but I am complete garbage, and I would really like to get better. What are some tips you suggest I do as a beginner to slowly advance? Terrible Fate, thank you for asking this question. I appreciate it. Now, I get this question asked a lot, and it's kind of tough to answer it without like saying the general things, which is play a lot of training mode. Very, very important. I know it might be boring for some of you guys. I actually find training mode very, very fun, because I like doing the combos, getting the muscle memory down. And a lot of people ask me, how do you learn all these combos and how do you like remember all these combos? I guess it's just muscle memory. Like, I don't even think about it when I play the game. I just do it. Like, I don't think about Batman's combos or anything when I'm doing it. I just do the combo because it's just muscle memory. I'm used to it from playing training mode so much. So I think as a beginner, getting familiar with training mode is very good, and not just, you know, regular training mode and doing the combos and everything, but also some of the features that training mode offers, like the replay feature. With the replay feature, you could actually practice blocking some stuff that you're having a hard time blocking, or just, you know, putting yourself into situations that you're having a hard time dealing with in an online match. So training mode, like I said, is very, very important. Also, you are going to have to play a lot to get better. It's just naturally how fighting games work. They take time to actually get good at. Like for me, Mortal Kombat X, it took me a solid 3 weeks of non-stop playing, getting my ass kicked to actually start understanding the game a little bit better, and like actually getting better and seeing some improvements. It took me a while, and that was just like non-stop playing. Like every single day I would play hours and hours and hours. So play as much as you can, and over time you will get better. But just keep in mind, do not get discouraged, please, because a lot of people get discouraged if they're losing a lot. But you have to remember, you might be losing to someone who's been playing fighting games for a long time, or has more experience playing these fighting games than you at the moment. But eventually you're going to be the one with the experience and the one that's getting better and kicking ass. So just keep playing. Do not get discouraged if you're losing. And the last tip I'll give is, I guess, just watch people's videos and streams. Of course, I'm not talking about myself here, who are good with a specific character that you want to play. So for example, I look at Sonic Fox's Joker because, you know, he's very, very good with Joker. And I take some of the things that he uses and apply them to myself whenever I play Joker. And one thing that you do have to do is you have to understand why someone's doing what they're doing in the game, because you're not just going to be able to copy their playstyle. You have to understand why they're using, you know, some specific moves. Like for example, with the Joker and Sonic Fox, he uses Jump 3 a lot because it has a ton of range for Joker. And if you catch someone with the Jump 3, you could actually combo into an uppercut, into a low canister, into a full combo. You know, you could end it however you want, into a setup or anything. So that's why I understand why Sonic Fox uses Jump 3 a lot, you know, and then that's how I apply it to my own playstyle. So that's what you have to do whenever you're watching someone else, because if you just try to copy their playstyle, it's probably not going to work. You have to understand why they're doing what they're doing. That's why I try to explain as much as I can, you know, in my videos, just different things and why I'm doing it. So I hope that answers your question. Sorry I gave like pretty generic answers, but I guess that's, you know, those are the best answers I could give. Potato Turtle asks, who do you think is the worst character in Injustice 2? I think it's commonly agreed upon that Swamp Thing is probably the worst character in the game, just because he's very, very slow, and he just struggles a lot with versus the majority of the characters. Now he's really fun to play, and he does have mix-ups, but those mix-ups are blockable, like guardable. I don't know how to say it. If you know the timing of it, you could actually never get hit by any of the 50-50s because you'll know how to guard versus it. And if you block the low log, it's actually unsafe on blocks, so you'll get punished for trying to, you know, get your opponent in one of the mix-ups that doesn't really land you too much damage. I think the low log only does about, you know, 10%. And if they block it, they could, if you're playing a Black Adam player, he could hit you for 600 damage. You know what I mean? So it's not worth it. And other than that, his trade is very, very bad, in my opinion. Unless you're in the corner and you actually have specific setups for it, it's not that good. The only thing that he does have is, you know, a nice wake up that's, you know, plus on block. He does have some tools, but I think out of all the characters in the game, Swamp Thing is probably the lowest of tiers. So last question here comes from Mohammed, and he asks, Yo Super, can you make some tutorials for Injustice 2 just like you did for MKX for characters? That would be so helpful. And Mohammed actually do have some tutorials already of Injustice 2 characters. You probably might have missed them because I do upload like 3 videos a day and I upload consistently, so you might have missed them, but I'll leave the playlist down in the description so you could check it out. More tutorials on the way. I just haven't had a chance to record any, so check those out for now. Hope that helps out. But that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.
What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.